I just wanted everybody to see that. I thought it'd be funny.
You going to make that an avatar again?
We can make that.
Like you...
No, I'm not going to do that. But that would happen to be a very similar snapshot of what my current Instagram profile picture is. If you guys don't know, I did get a mullet. I know that doesn't matter, but I did get a mullet.
Well, it matters because people who would love to have that are jealous now.
I know. You did just get a haircut. You want to tell them if they gave you the senior discount or not?
Well, yeah, they did, and screw them for doing that. Don't assume.
Don't assume, guys. You could see me and you could give me the senior discount. I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, it's like don't pose. Don't assume.
All right. Okay.
I mean, I know I'm getting up there, but, come on.
All right. We should probably do the intro now. Thank you for everybody who stayed through that. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Letter Live here from Louisville High School. I am Aiden Brueck, your play-by-play for the night. To my right is local Canton Crater Stark sports reporting legend of them all. Well, in the Fairless Hall of Fame, Mike.
Well, if people are tuning in for the first time this week, maybe I should say I have not Mark Kinsley.
You're not, but I'd rather. Hey, listen, you're my broadcast partner.
Well, it's great to be back with you, and I'm glad you got to work with Mark Kinsley Tuesday night at Jackson. But we have a pretty interesting game here tonight.
Absolutely, Mike. We have St. Ignatius, the St. Ignatius Wildcats, ranked number 1 in the state versus the Louisville Leopards, who are ranked number 2 in theirs. With that being said, we're going to kick it over to our pregame interviews, and we're going to see you afterwards. Thank you. All right, Coach Siegfried, this has been one of the most exhilarating, almost end of seasons that I think that this team has had in years. Obviously, it doesn't beat the undefeated home streak from last year, but you're taking on a team. You're taking on a team like St. Ignatius tonight. I mean, exactly, it is St. Ignatius, who are currently coming off the state championship. You did the same thing with Richmond Heights. You're going on a string of state championship teams that are coming into the Louisville High School gym. So what does kind of that scheduling process even look like to get to that in the first place?
Yeah, so we just try to build our schedule as big and bad as we can, and it takes the other team obviously be willing to play a home and home, and obviously going to Ed's and Iggy last year, we knew that they were coming here this year, and those were tough environments. Actually, it was our only 2 regular season losses last year. So we love the challenge. We love putting these guys in front of an unbelievable competition, and we believe that this is probably the most complete team that we've played, at least from Ohio, this year.
Yeah, and you got kids on here, Kent State commits, and then commits all around Ohio. So you also have your own commits. So it's not like it's a one-way street. Louisville comes into this game obviously 15-5, St. Ignatius 17-3. 20 games into the season, what do you prepare for now that you've had enough time to take with your team?
Yeah, I think just cleaning things up, and just, you're always obviously looking for what the other team does well and try to take those away and be prepared. But you're trying to take the little pieces that maybe you don't do at the perfect level and kind of improving on those through the later parts of the year and hopefully carrying those on into the postseason as well.
Without a doubt. So Brayton Gross currently is your leading scorer, followed by Bo Siegfried. Those are your 2 guys that this game's going to have to run through tonight, but it's not set. You're going to have guys that are able to go off for a night. Tate Aljancic has been one of those guys, and he already committed to basketball and baseball at Malone.
Yep.
So what is it like having so many guys on this squad that are able to facilitate the court and then also make sure that they can run on both sides of the court?
Yeah, it's the only way that you can play with teams like Ignatius and the Richmond Heights and, the St. Ed's and Kettering Alter is you got to be a complete team. And we talk all the time about trusting the guy that you're throwing the ball to. And we put guys on the floor that, are trusted. And it's not just about offense. It's about defense, about making the right pass, about making the right read, knowing scouting reports. And that's really what a complete team does to get good wins.
Yeah, and like you've said, this is probably the most complete team you'll play this season. You played against a team like Richmond Heights, who were the state champions in their own respective division. St. Ignatius already also coming off of the back of a 2024 state championship. I asked you about it before, but really, to put the emphasis on it, these are 2 really, really good teams, man. Mm-hmm. You're playing tough competition in this gym. What do you think about this St. Ignatius team that you could exploit so that you guys are able to have more of an advantage over them tonight?
Well, I think we just got to play with our home crowd, and obviously they had the advantage last year with being up there, and the one advantage that we have is this is a really difficult place to play. We're going to have a great student section, and we hit some timely shots and get that early lead is going to be the key to try to make sure that we dictate the way the game's being played, because obviously when you get down to a team like this and you have to play through what they want to do, it becomes really, really difficult.
Yeah, and this game's going to start at neck-breaking speeds. There's no doubt about that. You guys are going to play fast, they're going to play fast, and you guys are going to have a track meet throughout the entirety of the first quarter.
Yep.
So when it goes out of the first quarter and you start to let the first quarter score set in, how is that going to affect your game plan?
I think it's just adjustments at that point. I think this is one of the best coached teams in the state. I think Cam does an unbelievable job, and I think it really just comes down to both teams making adjustments and how long you're going to actually stick with something that maybe worked early on. And, is it fool's gold? Is it something that's going to continue to work, or do you have to kind of make another change? Usually in big games like this, you have 3 or 4 different times during the game that you have to make adjustments and kind of react to what the other team's keeping or not keeping.
Yeah, so with that being said, what does your scouting report for St. Ignatius look like?
Well, it all goes through 2 guys, as you mentioned. Quinn Wilkie going to Kent State, played against him a million times in the summer. He's just a really good player. The number one thing I can say about Quinn is he's just a winner. He competes at a very high level, and that's what makes him great. And then obviously we're dealing with, Mr. Fryery, who's going to University of Dayton, 6'10", plays inside out. So that's going to be a good matchup for Bo and BG. And, honestly, the reason this game's scheduled so late in the year is we want this type of game going into the tournament. And hopefully this will get us prepared for a tournament run to Dayton.
All right. Good luck, man. Appreciate it. All right. So you're both 20 games into the season. This is a very pivotal point in the season as well, because you're about to go into the regionals. So, or districts, excuse me. So what does it kind of look like on your guys' perspective from what are we going to try and do to adjust before we go into the break, but also still be able to compete at such a high level now that you're still 17-3 and have only a couple of games left in the season?
Well, I always tell people in the regular season, every game is a lesson. Whether it's good or bad for you, there's lessons you're trying to get better to obviously get prepared for that playoff stretch. And I think the beauty of a game like this is technically now we're in different divisions. We won't see each other in the playoffs, but this is a good game for both teams, because I think Louisville's a regional level team, and I believe we're a regional level team. Both teams that can make a deep run, and so we may not see this the first or second game into the tournament, depending on who we play. So this will be a good challenge before we get going in the playoffs.
Yeah. So obviously you got 2 really good commits on this squad. Got your PG. And you got Fryer. So what is the kind of thing that goes into your thought process when you're thinking, hey, we're going to have to utilize these 2 in a different way every single game? Because at one point or another, it's going to be very predictable. How have you started to try and play more unpredictably for these other teams if they're able to catch up to you?
Well, I think obviously people scout us, right? And so you kind of change up some of your offensive sets. You try to change up different ways that you're going to get those to the ball. The beauty of those guys, they're very versatile. They can score in a lot of different ways, so it's hard to key on just one thing because they can both shoot.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Letter Live here from Louisville High School as we see number 1 versus number 2, the St. Ignatius Wildcats versus the Louisville Leopards. Immediately off the tip, St. Ignatius wins it, but it's given to Marshall. Siegfried now at the logo, hands it over to Aljancic on the left. It's going to be a fast start and a fast finish tonight for both teams. As Bailey has it on the left side, takes it up to Gross. Gross sets a screen for Aljancic now. Marshall now hands it over to the right, and we're in the right corner, anchoring with Gross. Few screens past, switches past with Aljancic. Marshall has it on the left. Puts one in. Gross has a lane. He'll find it. And Louisville, fast-firing offense, fires first. 7 minutes, 19 seconds to go now in the first. It's Louisville 2, St. Ignatius 0. Wilkie finds Johnson inside. He'll grab it. Kalai Johnson, 6'3", senior guard, gets the layup for the Wildcats. Now with a minute into the game, we're tied up at 2-2 apiece. Marshall now on the right side takes a quick jumper from the stripe. He can't grab it. And Wilkie now has it at the Leopard. Deep 3! Can't find it. Rebounded by Gross. He's going up the court to the right. The heat check can't get it going for St. Ignatius. And now we're still tied with about a minute and a half left to go. And a travel now called on Gross as he drives through the paint. He can't find the layup. He falls. And it's going to be St. Ignatius ball. We heard Coach Joyce talk there for a little bit before we got cut off. Unfortunately, I love to talk, so those interviews were about 5 minutes apiece.
Well, a lot of people who are in this building tonight, they have seen St. Ignatius' last trip to Stark County, a 30-point win over McKinley at the shot clock shootout.
Now St. Ignatius grabs a turnover there for themselves now as inside, Gross gets an alley layup, won't find it. 3 taken now. Inside, he'll go back up, can't find it, and he'll go back in. Siegfried now on the right, he's closed in on a trap. He'll go through the logo, scurries back with his left, hands over to Aljancic, fires to the corner. Bailey from 3, he'll find it. Leopards take the lead. It's 5-4 now with 5 minutes 30 to go. Louisville on top. Alex Mack hands it back to Woedke. And he'll have it at the Leopard now. Guarded by Siegfried. 2 steps in between them. Mack on the outside. Takes it to Woedke now. He'll look for a lane. Put it in over Gross. Can't find it on the drive inside. 3 taken by Kali Johnson. Can't find it. 5 minutes, 8 seconds to go now here in the first. It's Louisville 5, St. Ignatius 4. Aljancic over on that right perimeter. Hands it over to Siegfried. St. Ignatius bench clapping. They're in one of the toughest environments in Northeast Ohio. Siegfried has a lane. He'll put one up and in. The quick, slithery finish finds its way into the rim. 4 minutes, 48 seconds left to go here in the first. Louisville 7, St. Ignatius 4. 1 versus 2, Mike. This is everything you'd want it to be to start.
Well, yeah, and no pressure on either one of these teams because, their seeds are set. Their postseason fate has been, well, they're not their fate, but their matchups have already been determined. Let's go out and have fun tonight.
Absolutely, and this is just a prep game, like Siegfried was saying, and Joyce said also, but, that was at like the 4:30 mark. Bailey's got the inbound, avoids the 5-second violation. Hands it over to Gross now on the left. He's got to get forward to avoid the other violation that you can get in the backcourt. Takes it to Bailey on the right. Hands over to Marshall. Fires to Aljancic from the corner. He can't notch it. Finds in the hands of Woedke. He goes downstairs, puts up a alley layup to Kali Johnson, and a quick, beautiful finish taken. Siegfried gets past one. He's unguarded inside, but as somebody catches up to his tail, it's R.J. Jones with the block. He'll head to the line for a shooting foul. R.J. had a bit of hands on that one.
Well, St. Ignatius, the big 3, Damon Fryery, Kali Johnson, Quinn Woedke. Fryery 2 points earlier, now 8 points away from 1,000 for his career.
Siegfried makes his first.
Yeah, Fryery's a big presence in there for St. Ignatius. 6'10".
20.2 points per game. Siegfried about to cock back his second. Looking to put the Leopards up with 4-3. He can't find it. Way off in the front of the rim. Woedke has it on the left side. Dribbles past the timeline, guarded by Siegfried. Hands it over to the right side. It's R.J. Jones with a screen inside Kali Johnson. He kicks one out. Now in the corner, it's Alex Mack. He'll dribble out. Reset now by Woedke. Gets a screen from Fryer. Can't find it. It's going St. Ignatius' way, but foul is called. Personal on Siegfried. It looks like he got a little too handsy on the hip.
Yeah, first foul of the game on the Leopards. And checking in for St. Ignatius is Jimmy Thomas. And coming in for Louisville, Braden Gross back in the game.
Braden Gross back in the game, had some rest there. Loy had his hands on it, but Fryer's able to get one up. Can't find it in. Taking it out. Jimmy Thomas lobs one up. Inside was Kali Johnson. Rebounded again by Fryery. Uses his posture to go to Woedke at the key, and he'll fire away. 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go now in the first. St. Ignatius 9, Louisville 8. they're able to get right back in this as soon as they caught up.
Yeah, that's the danger about St. Ignatius. You double Friary, gets Wojtke open, and he can knock down that three.
Marshall tries to put one up inside. He's denied by R.J. Jones, who keeps it after the block. He'll dribble down, looking for a man in the corner. Hop, step, and a jump inside. Can't find it. Way outside of the rim. It's going Louisville's way now. Siegfried off his feet. Joyce off his feet. 3 minutes, 1 second to go. It's St. Ignatius 9, Louisville 8.
Yeah, R.J. Jones with almost the wire-to-wire from the block. Just couldn't finish at the other end.
Taking on the right, pressure up by St. Ignatius. The full court press is alive and large. Ashton Marshall tries to go inside. Gives it to Aljancic for a spot up. Aljancic passes it up. Dribbles through his right. Can't get past Thomas. Hits it back to Siegfried now. He almost fakes out Jones. Has to take it back to the Leopard. 2 minutes, 40 seconds to go now in the first. St. Ignatius 9, Louisville 8. Siegfried trying to take command. Kicks it outside to Marshall now on the left. Marshall takes it back up. Offset the key. Over to Loy. Loy has it at the Leopard now. He'll take it to his right. Doesn't give it to Aljancic. Then gives it to Aljancic after Thomas hits back on the screen. Aljancic at the foul stripe. Goes underneath to Siegfried. He'll get a reverse layup inside the paint to put the Leopards back up 1. Louisville 10, St. Ignatius 9. 2 minutes, 8 seconds to go.
Yeah, Siegfried with 5 points. Couple of layups. Not having to rely on him shooting a three.
Jones hits it to Wojtke, and a three taken by Friary. Can't get it. Rebounded by Marshall now inside their own paint. He'll dribble it up the court for him. Bailey looks to get back in, and looks like Marshall tried to hit Aljancic, and a real costly turnover as Marshall comes off the bench as well as Aljancic. Timeout taken now by Louisville. That'll be their first taken in the game. And it's 10-9. 30-second timeout now. It's about 2 minutes left to go here in the first.
You know, we were here for the Louisville versus Richmond Heights game. Pretty big matchup. Louisville was able to win by a basket at the end. Saw a lot of interest. I mean, look what we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 photos, people. Photographers. I should say photographers and not photo people. 1, 2 on this end down here. Got people standing at the doorway there. A standing room only crowd.
This is a packed gym, dude. This is almost as packed as it gets.
I mean, you know, it's one of the great atmospheres in Stark County, and when you have 2 quality programs playing, it's really fun to be at.
Absolutely, Mike. Jimmy Thomas taking it down at the Leopard. He's guarded by Bailey, hands stretched out. Takes it with his right. Over to Niehaus. Niehaus back in the game now. Kyle Niehaus. Faked by Wojtke. He'll go inside to Friary. He wants to make a finish. No travel call taken by Gross off the rebound. Minute and 30 seconds to go now in the first. Louisville 10, St. Ignatius 9. Gross uses his hands to get past Thomas. He'll go inside, fires one over to Loy, and Siegfried tries to keep it in bounds. It's going St. Ignatius' way. It's a minute and 15 to go. Louisville 10, Ignatius 9.
Well, Louisville doing a good job of not allowing Friary to really take over. When he played McKinley this year, he was a beast in that game. So was Callie Johnson. I believe he had a 20-plus point game against McKinley earlier this year. So, good job by Louisville on Friary thus far.
Thomas picks up his dribble now and hands it off to Friary. Now in the corner, it's Niehaus, Kyle Niehaus. 6'4" senior guard for St. Ignatius. Quinn Wojtke takes it with his right, fires one inside. It's a quick dunk for Friary. The 6'10" senior is able to get up. Dayton commit finds it in. Currently averaging 20.2 points per game. 40 seconds to go now. Andrechik now in the game. Wade returning from injury for the Leopards. Austin Wade, that is. Austin Wade had a lane inside. Kicked out to Andrechik. He'll fire away. 28 seconds to go now here in the first. It's Louisville 13. St. Ignatius 11. St. Ignatius trying to get a quick start, not taking the last shot of the quarter. And now, upon better judgment, Joyce tells him to slow it down. And Wokey takes it at the Leopard. 10 seconds to go. Tells his men to get back. It's 4-1. Siegfried now on him. Wokey's going to ISO. Deep three to end the quarter. He can't find it. And it's almost tipped back in. And it is voided by the refs as Friary was able to get his hands on it to almost get things rolling for the Wildcats, though. Excuse me. After the first, Louisville 13, St. Ignatius 11.
Well, great start for Louisville, with a 13-11 lead after one quarter. Using the 3-ball to kind of build that lead a little bit from Devin Bailey and Avery Andrzejczyk. 5 points for Braden Gross, or 5 points for Bo Siegfried early on. Braden Gross held scoreless. Obviously, we're going to be hearing from him soon. Gross coming off a game that saw him score his 1,000th career point at Northwest earlier this week. So he achieved his 1,000-point milestone. Damon Friary 6 points away from getting his 1,000-point milestone for St. Ignatius. And
with that being said, he's only 6 points away. He'll probably hit it this game. I have to imagine.
Well, I'm sure he will. Especially, Louisville did a good job on him early on. But hey, when you get open like that and a running look at the basket, that led to that dunk. So
second quarter starts now. We'll take it to Brueck's breakdown in the next break. Fired right, puts inside to Friary. He'll find his pass and put it inside. He's 4 away from 1,000 now. 7 minutes, 43 seconds to go. It's Louisville 13, St. Ignatius 13. Siegfried cuts in, tries to go inside. That is Aljancic in the paint. Not something we see often. 7 minutes, 30 seconds to go now. Louisville leads by 2, 15-13. Spread scoring from the Leopards.
Yeah, 4 of the 5 starters already with points for them.
Thomas, a great 6-man off the bench. Fires over to Friary. Now on the right, it's Pierce Gibbs. He'll go inside to Friary. Friary's double teamed by Aljancic and Bailey, and it's picked up. A little fiery for Friary. I saw a little bit of pushing. Marshall hands it to Gross here at the logo. Gross takes it with his right. You won't see him shoot a 3. He'll look for a shot inside. Takes it with his left. Puts one up and in off the backboard after a couple of bounces off the rim. 6 minutes, 53 to go. St. Ignatius finds themselves in their largest deficit tonight.
Well,
4.
Strong move by Gross there against Friary to get his first basket of the night.
Thomas, almost stolen by Siegfried. He dives for the ball, putting his life on the line. Taken by Marshall. It's a turnover. And almost a fight inside. Thomas and Marshall getting into it. And already going. Tempers flare here in Louisville.
Well, who says this is just a throwaway game at the end of the regular season?
No, the hell it's not, Mike.
Now both teams had some heated words at each other. Now we're going to see how they sort things out here.
Well, with that being said, it looks like we have a little bit of time. We'll take the Brueck's breakdown, Mike, after that fiery little ending to the first 2 minutes of play. Now, St. Ignatius is going to come back out onto the court. Looks like they will administer some technicals after that. It was Marshall and Jimmy Thomas on the push. Now, for Brueck's breakdown, here's what's going to happen, okay? It's a versatile, structured offense from St. Ignatius. It's a choice. It runs in the blood. And now, here's what we're going to see. We're going to see fast-paced, controlled chaos. Braden Gross, when the defense is set, he'll try to drive inside. They're announcing stuff now. And this game has stopped in its tracks. Leopards now up by 4, 6 minutes, 37 seconds to go here in the second. They're still putting stuff down on the scorer's table. And it looks like No technicals will be administered. They're just going to give the ball to Louisville as they maintain possession after the scuffle. Couldn't tell you if I'd even consider that a scuffle.
So it's offsetting technical fouls.
And the Louisville crowd will let him hear it. Oh my goodness, Mike. This is going to be a game. Siegfried now on the right side. He loses it. It's going St. Ignatius' way, and all that for nothing. 6 minutes, 34 seconds now to go in the second. Louisville 17, St. Ignatius 13. Full court press taken by Louisville as they'll get off now. No face guarding here from behind the timeline. Marshall now on Niehaus. Given to Dari. He'll go inside. Kicks one out. Almost lost from the mid-range. Given to Friary. He'll go up. And the Dayton commit can't grab it, so he'll go back down. Double team zone taken by St. Ignatius. They'll go back to the next guy. Coming back now after the first pass. Timeout taken by Louisville. That's their second timeout, I believe. And, well, Mike, this has been a little bit of stoppage and startage, if that's a word.
Yeah, you don't want to have a lot of stoppage and startage in a game like this between two teams like this. And you don't want heated words either. So I think officials did a good job of kind of sorting whatever that was early on and to kind of keep things under control here. And
I mean, I love competition as much as the next person, but this has been, I've been witness to two altercations in Louisville.
But you don't want to see, but you don't want to see players, because we're getting to the point of Louisville's got one more regular season game left. You don't want to see a player get thrown out and have to miss
a couple of games,
including a tournament game. So you want to keep things under wraps here.
Siegfried now at the key, guarded by Dari. He'll take one to Aljancic. It's blocked. He gets his own miss after it's tipped out from his hands. A deflection from Kyle Niehaus, 6'4", senior guard, averaging about 2.1 points per game, 45.7% from the field. Bailey now on the right side. He'll take it, offset the key. Hand it off to Aljancic. He'll grab it back. Bailey looks to make a move. He's guarded by Wodke. Bailey inside, can't find it. Takes a hard fall, gets right back up. Down the court now for the Wildcats. It's Dari, guarded by Siegfried. St. Ignatius has a deep lineup. Way deeper than Louisville's. Austin Wade makes his return back after a couple of games missed to injury. Wodke's got a lane inside after dropped coverage by Bailey. 5 minutes, 20 to go. It's Louisville 17, St. Ignatius 15.
Yeah, first basket in a while for Wodke. He opened up the scoring with a 3 earlier tonight.
Siegfried dribbles to his right, kicks one over Aljancic now on the right. Gross at the key, hands it over to Siegfried. He's got an uncontested 3, and he'll get it. Mike, give it to him.
Give it to him. Give it to him for his first 3 of the night.
4 minutes, 52 seconds to go now here in the second. It's Louisville 20, St. Ignatius 15. Niehaus now a couple of steps back from the key, guarded by Aljancic. Siegfried follows Wodke in transition underneath. Dari now kicks one out to Wodke, who goes inside Friary, and now in the corner, it goes out of bounds after an awry pass from Damon Friary. Bailey's going to be on the inbound for Louisville. Gross now at the Leopard. Past the half-court line. Takes it to his right, Fakes the ghost to Siegfried. Aljancic has a shot inside. He'll look to big body his way around it, and he'll get it. Aljancic inside. He's got 4 tonight. Leopards 22. Wildcats 15. St. Ignatius looking to get something going as Wodke doesn't get called for a travel. He'll grab a 2 inside after a couple of steps. 3 minutes, 59 to go. Gross has a lane inside. puts one up, can't find the end one, falls on his way down, tried to draw the foul. He successfully did so. He'll head to the stripe. 3 minutes 55 to go. It's Louisville 22.
Now that's an offensive foul on Braden Gross. Getting called for his first foul of the game.
On the inbound is Pierce Gibbs. Seeing his first minutes since coming in the second half of the first quarter. He's guarded by Aljancic, triangle and two taken by Louisville. In transition, RJ Jones looks to find a lane inside. Kicks one out. Kalai Johnson kicks it back. Woke now at the key. Offset, hands it off to Gibbs. He'll drive through, spin a Rooney, puts one up, and can't find it. Rebounded by Aljancic after a touch from Lloyd. Up the court now, it's Aljancic. Trying to use his quarterback speed. Not a backcourt violation, as the crowd is really wanting. Siegfried now at the logo. Guarded by guarded by Jones. Kicks one back. Siegfried now takes it. Deep three! Can't find it. Rebounded by Marshall. Long arms. Hard foul. He'll go to the stripe. 2 minutes 59 to go now in the second. It's Louisville 22, St. Ignatius 17. And for a game that you expect to be in the 70s, it's pretty low to start.
Well, yeah, and that's what it's. Both defenses played really well, really getting in each other's faces. Marshall there with the benefit of a long rebound, and now has a chance to increase his team's lead to 7. His first free throw was good. That makes it 23-17 in favor of the Leopards.
Gross comes back in for the Leopards, as well as Avery Andrechik. Andrechik started the year off at the 4. Now comes in as the 6th man for the Leopards. A great role for him. I think he's played it perfectly. 2 minutes 59 to go now here in the second. It's Louisville 24, St. Ignatius 17. Largest deficit that St. Ignatius has seen tonight.
Yeah, Louisville can mix it up with anybody, but you figure this kind of plays into their favor a little bit.
Wodke hands it over to Jones now, looking inside for Fryery. Takes one over to the right. Puts one, tries to go in stride, stolen by Andrechik. Pass intended for his teammate. Gross going up, puts one in to Lloyd. He'll get a bucket off the fast break. That's exactly what Louisville excels in. 2 minutes, 29 seconds to go now in the second. Louisville 26, St. Ignatius 17. Womke wants to do it himself. Hops up to the jump, puts one up, can't find it. Rebounded by Gross. 2 minutes, 20 to go. Siegfried's got it on the right side. It's 3-on-3 as St. Ignatius comes back. I should say, to that side of the court, not to the score. Siegfried, no-look pass over to Gross. He can't get it. It's going St. Ignatius' way. And that was a really beautiful pass by Siegfried there. Gross just looks like he lost his balance.
Yeah, he either lost his balance or maybe he didn't expect that pass. It was kind of a behind-the-back pass to him. St. Ignatius regains possession.
And Alex Mack back on the court now for the Wildcats. He'll hand one over to Jones. He'll rotate up to the center. Goes inside. Jones passes it off, gets it right back. Guarded by Aljancic. He'll try to put up a quick one. He'll find it after 2 bounces up and down on the rim, looking like Kawhi Leonard in 2019. Minute and 41 to go now. It's Louisville 26. St. Ignatius 19. Bench chanting. Thomas gets back up. Aljancic trying to snipe the 3. Hands it over to Andrechik on the right side. Gross has it inside. Almost helped. He'll put one up. Fouled. And no carry. He'll head to the stripe. Minute and 24 to go. Louisville 26. St. Ignatius 19.
Yeah, Louisville might have been the benefit of a home call right there. Second foul on R.J. Jones for St. Ignatius.
Gross is first. He'll cock back. Kick it forward. He won't grab it.
Yeah, it looked like it was a clean block by Jones on Gross. But Gross hasn't gotten the benefit of calls in his own gym in games we've seen this year.
No, he is not. Gross now at the stripe. Let's see if he splits the pair. He'll do so. Gets it right in. Spread out, 2-3 offense taken by the Wildcats. Soft screen goes to Mack. He'll take it now at the key, guarded by Aljancic. Stares him down and hits it back to Johnson now at the key. The rotation is strong for St. Ignatius. Siegfried is on Thomas. Thomas, armband on his right shoulder, tries to float one up inside to Friary. He'll look to post up on Gross. Goes inside, he'll find it. 55 to go now, tough bucket. I believe he is only 2 points away from hitting 1,000.
One more bucket. Just too strong of a player, Friary, even while being double teamed in the post there.
42 seconds left to go here in the second. Aljancic playing the point as a big, puts one up and in. Aljancic having a night here in the first half. He's got 6. Not normally what you see from that kid. 30 seconds left to go here in the first. Thomas tries to dribble inside, guarded by Gross. Marshall tries to go up, travel taken. Marshall baits the travel. Now with 22.9 seconds to go now in the second. Andrechik, Marshall, sub. And now Bailey comes in for Colton Loy.
Yeah, Louisville with an opportunity to close out the half of the final shot here. Been really impressed with the way they have just really been aggressive going to the basket against St. Ignatius' size.
Bailey beats Woodkey. He'll dribble one out to Siegfried now. 13 seconds to go. Who'll take the last shot? Siegfried takes it to his left. Pops one outside to Bailey. Looking for Gross inside. He can't get it done. Bailey with 5 seconds to go. Hands it off to Gross. Almost stolen. He puts one up. He'll get it. Clutch shot. He screams in the face of Friary to end the quarter. And that's going to do it for the first half. Definitely take a look at Josh Mears' Twitter to see that video.
Yeah, that's a great video that he's taken there. What a first half of Louisville. 32-21 over the defending Division I state champions.
And a statement. This is a statement, Mike. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Regardless of whether or not this ends up in Louisville's hands tonight, they just took an 11-point lead over the Division I 2024 state champions.
And probably, I'd have to say, it's their best half of the year. I mean, yeah, they beat Kettering-Alder. They've beaten some other good out-of-state teams. They beat Richmond Heights here. They beat St. Vincent St. Mary last week. But when you're able to hold a team to 21, a team, like I said earlier tonight, when they played at the Fieldhouse against McKinley, scored 96.
It all works and it ebbs and it flows for the St. Ignatius team. I mean, it all collectively transitions from one play into the next play, and they have executed it to perfection, as we've seen against McKinley. But now we see a team like Louisville, lost to Hoover, who lost to McKinley. Some close games given, but that is a squad that came into the Louisville Leopards gym and gave them one of their first losses here that we've seen in almost 4 years.
And I'm wondering if, okay, you know, people kind of frown at the phrase, oh, it was a good loss. I'm wondering if that was a good loss for Louisville. You know, kind of makes them rethink, refocus. Hey, what are we going to do if we face this dance music? Startled you a little bit, didn't it, bro?
Well, it did startle me, but I mean, I think that you're exactly on point. Was that exactly what Louisville needed in the second half of the season, to start their second half of the season? Excuse me. I mean, Louisville has just seemed to have a spark lit from under them, and now they're able to pop it from anywhere on the court. I mean, you just saw Braden Gross. He's able to do it inside and outside and under pressure. This is not the same Louisville team that you saw when we came here and they played Walsh Jesuit. This is a Louisville team that is going to set fire to opposing offenses, especially if they're able to get it going on offense. And they've taken an 11-point lead now going into the half. It's Louisville 32. It's Louisville 32, St. Ignatius 21, and it's such a game that I just had probably one of the only brain farts that I've had on the air for a hot minute.
You haven't had many, man.
I mean, this is crazy. I mean, this is one of the best games that we've seen from Louisville this season. If they're able to walk out of this with such a victory after that, I mean, after that loss to Hoover, I mean, what are we going to see in the state chip?
Well, yeah, we're going to see. We're seeing a team too that's, when the postseason starts, is going to be playing with a chip on its shoulder, because they feel, a lot of these guys feel that even as a Division I team last year, they should have went further than they did. They ended up losing in the district final to Glen Oak. Now they are Division III. They won't have to deal with St. Ignatius maybe down the road in the tournament, but they're going to have to deal with teams like down the road like a Garfield Heights and Akron Hoban. But they're playing with a chip on their shoulder because they feel they should have went far last year, and they didn't go as far as they had hoped. And they only lost one player from that team, Hayden Nigro, who's at Walsh right now. They're on a mission.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the best games I've seen from Louisville. I mean, I can't put it any other way. Kind of like Coach Kinsley last week when I was like, yeah, I mean, couldn't have said it any better. I mean, this is electric for Louisville. This is looking real good for them. And with that being said, Mike, we're going to kick it over to halftime. We'll have your scoring report at the start of the third. And I think besides that, I mean, I just get to sit here in shock and be in shock on my way to the restroom and concession stand for half and just think to myself, wow, this Louisville team is hungry.
Well, go rejuvenate on another Mountain Dew, man.
All right, Mike, at the end of the first half, it's Louisville 32, St. Ignatius 21. This has been the Letter Lives first half of coverage, brought to you by myself and Mike. We don't have sponsors. We just do it for the love of the game. Have a nice rest of your half. We'll see you when it's over. Louisville High School. I'm Aiden Brueck, and my co-broadcast partner for the night, Mike Popovich, local Stark County legend. I mean, first of all, right now, in case you missed it, it's Louisville 32, St. Ignatius 21. And I'm not sure if that's shocking to some people, but I'll tell you what, I think I said a combined total of about 12 words in between the time that we were not live after the first half and before we just started that conversation before we went on.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people would be surprised that Louisville is winning this game, but 32-21, that might be raising a few eyebrows right now. Let's see what happens here in the second half.
Whew. You gotta give me a second. I wasn't even ready to start. All right, now in the second half of action, Louisville 32, St. Ignatius 21, 7 minutes, 44 seconds to go. And you have to wonder, is this the same team we saw lose to Hoover? Bailey gets a pass from Gross from the inside. About a minute and a half taken up by this first drive. Excuse me, about 30 seconds, not a minute and a half. I mean, what am I saying? Siegfried dribbles around with a spin, takes it back. Fiery takes Marshall inside. Marshall, mid-range jumper. He'll find it. Siegfried on nothing but smiles on the sideline. Fiery goes in stride. Gross gets it. Intercepted. Gross wants to take it himself. He'll look to kick it out. Siegfried now from the key. He'll drive through. He's got a spot. Marshall from three. Can't find it. And what could have been a great run. Jump ball taken from both teams now. It's going to be St. Ignatius ball.
Now Louisville just doing a really good job of
R.J. Jones now inside. The ball stolen from him again. It's Aljancic with the steal. Siegfried in the corner. It's intercepted by Wodke. Wodke puts one inside. Kali Johnson fakes one out and puts it in. Marshall tried to get up but couldn't get it done. 6 minutes, 33 seconds to go. Siegfried now on the right side. Hands it off to Aljancic. Coach Joyce tells him to speed it up, and Siegfried's got it now on the right side past the timeline. Gross over to Aljancic. Fires one over to Bailey. No looker. Can't find it. Rebounded by Marshall. Aljancic now hits it over to Siegfried. Takes it right back through his left. Euro step inside. It falls short. 6 minutes, 10 seconds to go now. Louisville 34. St. Ignatius 23. Inside it's Fryery. He'll put one up. Can't find it. The path to 1,000 points continues for Fryery. It's almost stolen again as Gross takes it inside. He'll fire to the corner. Don't leave Siegfried open. Almost in, but I might have jinxed it. 5 minutes, 46 seconds to go. Kali Johnson tries to put it inside. It's blocked by Gross. Claps on the way up. Louisville ball now with 5 minutes, 41 to go now. Here in the third, Louisville 34, St. Ignatius 23. Student section letting him hear it.
Well,
CSPN night.
You wonder how many times St. Ignatius, if they've ever been put in this position all season, being down by 11 points in the second half of a game. Let's see how they react here.
Aljancic hits Siegfried inside on the back corner cut. Siegfried now at the leopard, guarded by Wodke. Wodke only with 7 points on the night, currently averaging about 13.2. Siegfried tries to get past on the screen from Gross. Bailey's going to take it inside. Almost stolen by Kali Johnson. Jump ball called. It's going Louisville's way. Now Jimmy Thomas coming in for St. Ignatius, averaging about 7.8 points per game. He's only got actually 0 points today. Siegfried now hits it to Gross up top. He gets his own rebound. Second chance points go in. 5 minutes, 7 seconds to go. Louisville 36, St. Ignatius 23. Wodke's going to do it himself. Tries to get inside. He'll get fouled. Head to the stripe. Looking to put this game back within reach. It's a 13-point lead now that the Leopards have, and I wouldn't say it's a chokehold, but it's certainly something that St. Ignatius is going to have to fight real hard for.
Yeah, great job by Gross on the other end here, getting his shot blocked by Fiery, but able to maintain possession and get the basket. Now Quinn Wodke at the free throw line for St. Ignatius misses his first. And he makes his second.
Now Wilkie averaging about 2.7 turnovers per game. Didn't get it done back there. Stolen almost by R.J. Jones. A foul's called on the reach-in. 4 minutes 55 now left here in the third. Louisville 36, St. Ignatius 24.
Yeah, Wilkie and Friary both with 8 points apiece for St. Ignatius. And that foul for the Wildcats goes on R.J. Jones, his third.
Marshall puts one inside, almost clean by Jimmy Thomas, but was uncontested enough. He'll put it off the glass. Louisville 38, St. Ignatius 24. Almost a deep three taken by Wilkie. Friery's going to take it inside himself. Hit over to R.J. Jones from three. He'll find it. 4 minutes, 36 seconds go now. It's Louisville 38, St. Ignatius 27. That 11-point lead that we saw at the end of the... Gross puts his palms out for the inbound. It's over to Marshall in the corner. Goes through his legs off a screen from Gross. Tries to take it outside. He'll reset. Siegfried at the helm. Siegfried now going over the side, guarded closely by Thomas. Faced up, puts one inside to Gross. He'll put one in, can't find it. Foul call, will head to the stripe again.
Well, that foul's going to go against Friary for St. Ignatius. I'll check that. That's going to go against Callie Johnson. That'll be his first. Braden Gross at the free throw line for Louisville. Free throw bounces off the rim and no good.
Yeah, Mike, this has been one heck of an affair for both of these teams. Now, R.J. Jones is going to come out of the game for Louisville as Pierce Gibbs comes back in to notch some more minutes. Gross puts in his second. 4:11 to go now. Left here in the third. Louisville 39, St. Ignatius 27. On the inbound, it's Pierce Gibbs. Hands it off to Thomas. Thomas, 68.5 from the field. He'll put it inside Friary. Friary takes it back out, goes to his right, goes through his legs. Sport Pink pushes off. Bailey, he'll get a tough bucket. Now a 10-point lead for the Leopards. Louisville takes it down the court, led by Siegfried. He'll find Loy on the right side. Siegfried tries to take it inside, kicks it out. Aljancic inside, tries to fire it to Siegfried. It's going Louisville's way. St. Ignatius disagrees. 3 minutes, 41 go now here in the third. Louisville 39, St. Ignatius 29. You have to imagine St. Ignatius are getting a little antsy. They need to get back up 10 to put this game back within reach.
That last basket by Friary gave him his 1,000th point.
And Friary, just as you say that, gets the steal. He'll go down, puts one up, guarded by Andrechik. He loses it. It's going to Andrechik, credited for the turnover. Aljancic going to be on the inbound. He's going to be pressed up by Callie Johnson. 3 minutes, 36 to go. Loy has it, double team. Gets over to Aljancic. His foot race down to the other end of the court. Almost fouled by Callie Johnson, nothing called. Loy hits it back to Aljancic, right at the point. Hits it over to Siegfried now, the actual pure point guard on the floor. Siegfried now at the Leopard, guarded by Friary. He'll take it off. Looking to dribble inside, hits it off to Gross. Now inside from the left, Callie Johnson tries to get another foul. We're trying to get another steal, resulted in a foul. 3 minutes, 11 to go now. It's Louisville 39, St. Ignatius 29. The third foul for St. Ignatius in the quarter. And Friary coming out now for Dave Merritz.
Yeah, you could have sensed St. Ignatius was gaining a little bit of momentum, but Louisville has withstood it so far.
Sammy Dari, coming in for Callie Johnson. Aljancic on the inbound, hits it to Siegfried in the corner. Goes in stride to Gross. He tries to put it contested, can't find it. He'll go to the stripe. 3 minutes, 7 seconds to go now in the third. It's Louisville 39, St. Ignatius 29. It's about as low scoring as it gets for both of these teams.
Yeah, Dave Mertis into the game for St. Ignatius. Picks up his first foul. Braden Gross will go to the free throw line, and Louisville will be in the bonus the rest of the quarter. First free throw is good. Gross with his 12th point on the night. Got off to a little bit of a slow start, but capped off that first half with that three-pointer that really seem to give the Leopards a lot of momentum.
Gross is second. Can't find it. Rebounded by Thomas. Double teamed. He's got to get it away. Hands it off to Wojtke now. He'll head down the court. Past the timeline. Takes it with his left. Gets past Andrechik. He'll try to put one up. He's guarded heavily. Foul called. Andrechik got his hands on it. 2 minutes 58 to go now left in the third. He'll head to the stripe. Gross is able to split the pair there. Now 2 minutes 58 seconds to go left here in the third.
Quinn Wojtke at the foul line for St. Ignatius. First free throw is good. Gives him 9 points on the day.
Here goes his second, flies away. Finds it. 9-point deficit now for St. Ignatius. They're climbing back up. Marshall's got to get it to somebody, and he hands it to Loy. Now almost double teamed as Wojtke loses Marshall inside. He'll go up and in! Marshall tough bucket. Ashton Marshall's got 8 tonight. Louisville 42, St. Ignatius 31. Deep three taken by Wojtke. He can't find the 4-point play, but he'll still head to the stripe.
Yeah, Marshall been kind of an unsung hero for the Leopards tonight. You know, he doesn't get a lot of the notoriety as, say, a Braden Gross or a Bo Siegfried does. But 8 points tonight for Ashton Marshall. As Quinn Wojtke gets another free throw to drop in for his 11th point of the night. That gets the Wildcats to within 10, 42-32. And his second one is as good as well. 11 points for Wojtke, 10 points for Damian Friery, 6 points for Callie Johnson, and that's been the majority of it. And his third free throw is good, so that gives him 12 on the night. Gets the Wildcats within 8.
And another turnover as Siegfried on the inbound fires off the chest of Jimmy Thomas. Quinn Wojtke on the inbound. Point guard leaving it for St. Ignatius. So Siegfried has not left the court the entire game.
Not unusual, no surprise.
Jimmy Thomas takes it off the rainbow on the inbound. Siegfried stops Wojtke in his tracks. Jimmy Thomas now with his logo. Underneath cut from Sammy Dari. They're all on the left. Over to Wojtke. He'll take a deep three. He can't find it. Rebounded by Aljancic. He'll fire one down of Siegfried. It's a dime. Siegfried takes it back to his right as Louisville settles in off the fast break. Gross goes inside, guarded by Friery. It's one-on-one. Gets the foul. 2 minutes, 8 seconds to go. Louisville 42. St. Ignatius 34.
Well, I've been just really impressed with how Gross has just really attacked Friery. Friery, one of the biggest post players he'll face this season, and he's just non-stop relentless.
Gross will notch his first, and I think it's important to note that Friery hasn't been able to get things going tonight. Obviously, he did hit that 1,000-point mark, but that's exactly where he stayed. He has 10 points on the night, which exactly puts him at 1,000 points. But besides that, he's averaging 20.2 points per game, and he can't grab anything.
Yeah.
Gross misses a second. Friery inside. As I say that, gets the and one. Maybe the announcer's jinx is real, Mike. I hate to say it. 2 minutes, 2 seconds to go now. Friery looking to put the St. Ignatius Wildcats within 6.
Well, what you were saying is Louisville hasn't allowed him to take over the game. When St. Ignatius played McKinley early this year, he just took over nonstop. You know, the field house was his home that day.
He makes and converts the and one. Siegfried pressed up by 2. Bailey now on the left side. St. Ignatius crowd chant. I should say the bench. Siegfried almost pushed out of bounds. He's got to get it to somebody. Hands off to Bailey. In the corner. It's Aljancic. Fires back to Siegfried. Triangle and 2. Played by Ignatius. Siegfried gets screen pass from Gross. He'll look to dish it under. Gross inside. Head tops the man in front of him. Guarded heavily. Siegfried's got it now at the key. Hands it off to Bailey. Dribbles back to his right. They've been stopped. 1 minute and 30 seconds to go now left in the third. Louisville 43. St. Ignatius 37. Siegfried almost loses Dari. Hands it to Marshall. Marshall picks it back up.
Yeah, David Friary with the foul for St. Ignatius. That's his third. Now send Louisville to the free throw line. I was thinking for the Leopards, you just want a smart possession here. They're able to draw the foul and try to increase their lead back to 8 at the foul line as Marshall's free throw is off the front of the rim. No good.
Marshall right now about 52% from the free throw stripe. Let's see if he can convert at least half of his time here at the foul stripe.
Yeah, if you're
Siegfried takes his first set of the game. Good for him. He misses his second. Can't split the pair. Minute and 18 seconds to go now. St. Ignatius looks to up the tempo. Minute and 14, like I said. Louisville 43. St. Ignatius 37. Going inside, it's Dari. Tries to find Fiery. Put down. It's going to go St. Ignatius' way. Looks like Gross had the foul. Excuse me.
Yeah, second foul on Gross, and Friary will go to the free throw line. Up to 13 points on the night, looking to get the Wildcats a little bit closer.
Friary, let's put him back. He misses his first by a long shot. It hits the front of the rim. Colton Lloyd coming out for Siegfried. Marshall moves down inside the foul. Or inside the foul. Inside the paint. I can't speak. Minute and 6 seconds to go now. This will put him within 5. He's got it. Timeout taken by substitutions by St. Ignatius. Fiery, he'll take it out. Siegfried's going to be on the inbound. The maestro, the engine of Louisville's offense. Siegfried needs somebody to come down. He'll hand it to Aljancic. It's stolen by St. Ignatius. He'll put one up, and he missed it. It's washed. They're saying he was out of bounds. Joyce is heated. He'll head back behind
he
the line.
didn't think Jones was out of bounds, so Louisville retains possession.
Minute and 2 now. Aljancic goes in stride to Siegfried. Marshall's on the other side. Close out. Timeout taken by Siegfried. Good stuff from the St. Ignatius defense. After what could have been a potential turnover. 55.6 seconds go here in the third. It's going to be a 30-second timeout for the Leopards.
You know, when you look at Cam Joyce, the head coach of St. Ignatius, you know, obviously he grew up watching a lot of great basketball as the son of Drew Joyce. Growing up and watching his brother Drew play with LeBron James, Romeo Travis on those great St. Vincent St. Mary teams. He never won a state title when he was a player at St. Vincent St. Mary. And last year he finally got a state title as a coach. He actually went to the state tournament with St. Ignatius a couple of times when his father coached St. Vincent St. Mary at state and didn't win, but saw his father win those years. So, yeah, it was a pretty long climb to the top for him to get a state title as the Wildcats head coach.
We're back in action as Aljancic's going to be on the inbound with 55 seconds to go. Gross has it. Pressed up by Johnson. Gross goes through his legs, pressed up by Johnson. Like I said, it is tough defense being played by Ignatius. Trying to get past the screen. Marshall is picked up by Woking. Bailey has it on the right side. Dribble through, takes it back to his left. Looking to go inside. Tough one taken by Bailey. He'll head to the stripe now. 34.8 seconds to go now here in the third. It's Louisville 43. St. Ignatius 38.
Yeah, that foul is going to go against Sam Dart for St. Ignatius, his first. Devin Bailey going to the free throw line for the first time tonight. And he rims it and out. Well, these are not the points you want to leave on the floor against a team like St. Ignatius. Still lots of time to go in this game. But you don't want these free throws to eventually come back to bite you.
Friary's coming back into the game for St. Ignatius now. He'll take the court for R.J. Jones. His second is good. 34 seconds and counting. Now left here in the third. It's Louisville 44, St. Ignatius 38. On the left side, it's Dari. He'll take it over to his right. Hits Thomas. Thomas goes back to Wilkie. Wilkie likely to take the last shot. He'll take it up. Marshall shines his shoes. Looking for a man underneath. 8 seconds to go. Dari, step back three. Banks it in. That's a huge three, putting him back within 3. No time to go. Bailey takes it in, and St. Ignatius completes the climb back up within scoring range. It's Louisville 44, St. Ignatius 41.
Well, the bank was open for Sam Darby there. Just like we had a big 3 at the end of the first half by Braden Gross, Darby comes back and gets his team to a one-possession game. You knew St. Ignatius was not going to be out of it at halftime, even though they were down by double digits. But a great job by them in the third quarter to fight their way back into this. Louisville in the fourth quarter, you just want smart possessions all the way through. St. Ignatius is going to pressure you. Just smart possessions every time down the court and see if they can see this one out with a victory.
I mean, this is just one heck of a game, Mike. I think both ways that it's going right now. I mean, St. Ignatius have really completed their climb back up to Louisville's tempo. They're starting to realize that Louisville, this game, honestly, I think what Siegfried was trying to do, I think he lied to me. He said that he was going to play fast, but Louisville has really slowed it down this game, and St. Ignatius hasn't been able to keep up because they're used to having double the amount of points that they have right now.
Right, yeah. And, usually at this point of the regular season, we get these throwaway games, hey, let's get ready for the tournament. But, boy, this game is good for both teams, I think.
Dari at the logo. It's over to Wilkie now on the left side. Dari will take it back. Now at the key, he's guarded by Siegfried. Siegfried steps up on him. Offset left. It's taken to Wilkie. He'll take through the paint. Kicks one inside. Puts one up. It's Cali Johnson. He'll get a quick one. And now it's a 1-point game. Bailey hits Siegfried over on the right. Louisville looking to play fast. He sees the lane. He'll dribble back around. Doesn't take the shot. Alchancic goes inside to Gross. Guarded by Friary. He'll put one up and in. 6'8" to 6'10", no problem.
Boy, we've seen that move by Gross a couple of times tonight against Friary.
Sammy Dari taking it inside for the Wildcats. Now it's Cali Johnson, mid-range jumper. They're back within 1. 6 minutes, 56 seconds to go. Louisville 46, St. Ignatius 45. Bailey now on the left, hits it back to Gross. He's double teamed. Gets through the trap, goes out. Marshall from 3. Bang! Gets it! 6 minutes, 40 seconds to go. It's Louisville 49, St. Ignatius 45. Now 4-point lead for the Leopards. Huge 3 taken by Marshall. He has 11 tonight. Unsung hero for this Leopards offense. Cali Johnson hits it back to Dari now at the key. Oki keeps it in, looking for a 3 taken. Gets the foul. Marshall disagrees. 6 minutes, 18 seconds to go now. St. Ignatius looking to ice a couple of threes here, or a couple of, foul shots here to put them back within 1. Put them back in the race, taking the easy way out.
Yeah, Woltke rewarded for really taking a bad shot there, but he's able to draw the foul. And now for the second time tonight, it's going to go to the free throw line and get 3. His first one is up and in.
6 minutes, 18 seconds to go here in the fourth. Louisville 49, St. Ignatius 46. Wilkie's second. He'll make it. Let's see if he can go 100% from this spot. Ignatius only trailing by 2. At most, they were trailing by at least 11. His third isn't good. Gross gets the rebound. It's a 2-point game. Gross slows it down. 6 minutes, 12 seconds to go. Tries to get past Friary. He's double-teamed. Hits it to Siegfried now. Marshall, he'll go inside. Aljancic fakes out 2, and he'll put one in. Dumb blocks from St. Ignatius from Loki and Johnson. Give Aljancic a dumb shot inside.
Yeah, just great patience by Aljancic there.
Thomas now hits it to Oki now. He'll step back from 3. He'll get it. He's used to that dumb shot. 5 minutes, 40 seconds to go. It's Louisville 51, St. Ignatius 50. Full timeout taken by Ignatius now. It's going to be 60 seconds. Like I said, Louisville 51, St. Ignatius 50. Have ourselves a game once more.
Yeah, Wolke up to 18 points tonight. Boy, you look and see how well balanced both teams are. 4 players in double figures for St. Ignatius. I believe you got 4 players in double figures, well, 3 for Louisville. And Bo Siegfried on the cusp of double figures with 8 points tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Mike, I would say that right now, in terms of my breakdown, I said we were going to go at the end of the half. Or at the end of the quarter, we never did. My fault. Listen, I got to run this shit by myself, man. 30 seconds, let's go in this timeout. I'm going to give you 30 seconds of wisdom. Listen, like I said, it's going to be a versatile, structured offense, but if St. Ignatius keeps putting up these interesting shots, it's just going to keep going in Louisville's favor. If they're still able to keep this 1-point lead now, they're going to maintain that 1-point lead for as long as St. Ignatius tries to keep it back up. So Louisville needs to pressure now early, or when they were pressuring early, they need to replicate that pressure late and really play some full court sets instead of half court sets on defense. There we go. Here's your 30 seconds. Marshall taking it up the court for the Leopards. He'll take one to his left, hands it off to Siegfried. Ghost screen. Siegfried at the logo, guarded by Thomas. Hits one over to Marshall now on the left side. Marshall inside to Gross. Tries to put up a tough layup. He'll go inside. One-handed. Can't find it. Bailey tries to go inside. Gross is down. St. Ignatius is down. Wodke, can he convert to take the lead? He can't get it. Marshall, big layup, or excuse me, big rebound. Siegfried has it on the left side. He'll take it now at the logo. 5 minutes to go, and what could have been a potentially game winner from Wodke turns into a solid brick to put St. Ignatius back behind in the race with now Louisville possession, an opportunity to score. 4 minutes, 56 seconds to go here in the fourth. It's Louisville 51, St. Ignatius 50. Aljancic has it, guarded by Jones, hits it to Bailey. Bailey puts one back out to Gross. He'll reset now on the right. Gross. Looking inside for Aljancic. Aljancic using his strength. Puts one inside, gets the foul, can't find it. He'll draw the shooting foul. He'll get rewarded for the push. 4 minutes, 32 seconds to go now left here in the fourth. Louisville 51, St. Ignatius 50.
Tate Aljancic going to the free throw line for Louisville. Looking to join the double-figure club for his team tonight. First free throw up and in. Aljancic going on to Malone University to play both basketball and baseball.
And you can see why he's a two-sport athlete and say he's a three-sport athlete. It's a shame Malone doesn't have football.
He comes from a family of athletes.
Just makes sense. Finley's lucky to have the other Aljancic. Malone's happy to have the other one. And I'm sure there's some secret third one that we don't know about.
I don't know. I think there might be.
There actually might be. But we're not one for making assumptions. On the left side, it's Kali Johnson. He'll dribble inside, spins around, puts one up. Can't find it. Rebounded by Friary. He'll put one up. It's a tie ball game now with 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Louisville 52, St. Ignatius 52. Aljancic on the inbound. He's got to give it away. Gives it to Loy, who's got to get it down the court. Marshall on the other side, trailed by Wodke. Aljancic guarded by Dari. No foul called. Aljancic tells him to get off. Siegfried inside. Tough layup goes in for the reverse. 3 minutes, 49 seconds. Louisville 54, St. Ignatius 52. And St. Ignatius looking to slow it down now as they've gotten back within reality. 3 minutes, 37 seconds to go down in the fourth. Wokey hands it off to the key for Friary. 3 almost taken by Johnson. He'll step back, gives it back to Friary. Goes between his legs, picks up his dribble, puts one in, can't find it. Rebounded by Johnson, and a tough layup taken by Thomas to tie things back up. 3 minutes, 18 seconds to go. It's Louisville 54, St. Ignatius 54. Siegfried takes the inbound from Aljancic. Fires it back over to the left side. 2-3 being set up by Louisville. Gross under pressure. Kicks it back out. Lobs it up to Aljancic now on the left side. He'll cock back his left. Going through. Almost stolen by Johnson. He can't keep a hand on it. And what was intended for Ashton Marshall goes out of bounds when it's tipped by Cali. And it's going back to Louisville. Aljancic now with the ball. He'll hit Siegfried in the corner. Siegfried looking to do it himself. Unselfish. Trails back out. 2 minutes, 46 seconds to go. Louisville 54, St. Ignatius 54. Gross at the key, hands it to Siegfried at the left. Screens pass with Gross. Puts one underneath. Gross inside. Tough board. Can't find it. It's going Louisville's way. Gross almost converts. That was just a hair off from going inside the bucket.
Well, we've done 20-some games this year, and I don't think we've ever had an overtime.
Well, don't jinx it. I have a bedtime, Mike. 2 minutes, 34 seconds to go. Like I said, Louisville, St. Ignatius tied at 54.
Now, from a Louisville perspective, yeah, you kind of want to put this one to, pardon the pun, put this one to bed, you know, in regulation here.
Siegfried in the corner. It's handed off to Gross. 2 minutes, 29 seconds to go. Siegfried has it on the left side. Siegfried, guarded by Thomas. Goes inside to Gross. Guarded by Friary. It's blocked. He's fouled. He'll head to the stripe. Costly foul from Friary. Friary called for the foul. It looked like a very clean block. But with 2 minutes and 18 seconds, Friary gets another foul. He's got 4 on the night. 2 minutes, 18 seconds to go. Gross has a chance to put this back up for the Leopards late here in the fourth.
Yeah, the Ignatius bench reacts because A, yes, that did look like a clean block, and B, that puts him 1 foul away from getting fouled out of the game. As Gross makes his first free throw, second one is also good.
2-point lead now for the Leopards. 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go here, Mike. We are officially in a close game alert. 2 minutes, 14 seconds to go now in the fourth. Louisville 56, St. Ignatius 54. Wokey hands it over to Johnson. He is guarded by Lloyd. Screen pass to Wokey. Spins around, puts it up, and then stronger resistance with the crowd of St. Ignatius on the floor. 2 minutes, 1 second to go. Louisville 56, St. Ignatius 56, and Johnson has the opportunity to put this back in the Wildcats' hands.
Yeah, it's been a while since the Wildcats were in the lead, and like you said, now they have a chance to go back in front with 2 minutes to go. Callie Johnson at the free throw line, looking for his 13th point on the night, and he gets it.
Timeout taken by St. Ignatius. Apologies, folks, watching at home. I was muted for that, but to give you a rundown, 2 minutes and 1 second to go. Callie Johnson converts a big and one inside.
Yeah, I can't emphasize again how well balanced both of these teams are. 4 double-figure scorers on each side. We might have 5 before the night is over, and St. Ignatius showing a lot of what they have, a championship mentality, coming back from, I believe their biggest deficit in this game was 13. They trailed by 11 at the half. I think they fell behind by as many as 13 in the second half, but they battled back. Now let's see how Louisville reacts now. They've seen this comeback being made by St. Ignatius. Let's see how they react in the final 2 minutes.
2-minute warning now for Louisville and St. Ignatius. Ignatius currently leading by 1 up on Louisville, 57-56. And to think that the Leopards once had him up 11. Taking Bailey down the court, he steps back, and Bailey fires the push. It looks like Dari pushed him back court.
Yeah, St. Ignatius was hoping they get an over and back call on Louisville, but instead Dari gets the foul. Still only the 13th foul for the Wildcats, so Louisville will have to inbound.
Aljancic on the inbound, hits it to Siegfried in the backcourt. Minute and 48 to go now. Bailey has it, guarded closely by Dari. Dari's got 2 fouls on the night. Inside it's Siegfried, he'll put one up and in! Siegfried from the inside, clutch layup. He's got 12 on the night. Minute and 35 to go. Louisville gets the lead off the back of Siegfried. Minute and 30 to go. Louisville 58, St. Ignatius 57. On the outside it's Wodke. He's got a lane. He'll put one up. Tough bucket for an and one. Reverse layup, Spittle-Rooney. That's what I'd call it.
I was trying to think of what one of the big threes St. Ignatius was going to go to here. And they get to Wodke, who gets the and one. He'll be looking to complete the and one. Trying to put the Wildcats up by 2 with 1:23 to go.
And Wodke, he's got 20 on the night. Minute and 23 seconds to go now. St. Ignatius 59, looking to make it 60. Louisville, what do you think Siegfried plans up here? His first and only. Finds its way in. Wodke gets St. Ignatius up 2. It's Louisville down 2 to St. Ignatius, the defending Division I state champions. St. Ignatius 60. Louisville 58. Inside, it's Bailey. He'll kick one out to Siegfried. He'll dribble through, puts one up, floater, finds its way in. Siegfried, he's got 14. It's tied.
Well, Bo Siegfried's really come up big on Louisville's last 2 trips down the court. Now Tom Siegfried emphasizing, get a stop here as we're at a minute to go.
58 seconds to go left in the fourth. Tied 60-60. St. Ignatius with the most recent lead. Dribbling down the clock. Jimmy Thomas has it offset of the logo to the right. Taking over to Dari now. Handing over to Wodke. He's got 41 seconds to make something happen. Hands it off to Thomas now on the left. He'll get it right back. At the volleyball stripe, Thomas goes to his right. Wodke taking the clock down until 30 seconds to go.
Yeah,
Taking a
timeout for St. Ignatius. Looks like the Wildcats are going to be playing for 1 unless they get something wide open underneath the basket. Louisville 60, St. Ignatius 60. Hey, it's everything I asked for coming into this game. You know, I was hoping for a close game. I know you were too. And
hey,
here we have it.
If you haven't noticed, we're standing up.
We are standing up right now, yes.
Spoiler alert.
You have to stand right now.
I have to stand.
You do. This is very Jackson McKinley-esque, or Maslin McKinley-esque, where you were standing at the end of the game. Well, we wonder what St. Ignatius is going to do here, you know. Obviously, they got 3 big options that Louisville is going to have to keep in mind. Wodke, Friary, Callie Johnson. And just when I say that, they could surprise us all. But you figure one of those 3 will take the final shot here. 29.2 seconds left.
Jimmy Thomas takes back on the inbound. We got to go back to audio only here, folks. I'm sorry. I know you want to see my ugly mug. Glenn Wodke, got to be on the inbound. Line taken. Thomas goes to the right. Louisville spreads out. Friary down in the left. Hits one over. In rotation, it's handed over to Dari. Timeout taken by St. Ignatius. They'll head back to the bench. 17.6 seconds left here on the clock. It's Louisville 60, St. Ignatius 60. I speak for everybody when I say, wow.
Yeah, I can remember us, early in the season, we just kept hoping for a close game. And boy, have the last few weeks given us some classics, including one in this gym against Richmond Heights a couple weeks ago. Now, Louisville looking to knock off another reigning state champion from Northeast Ohio.
Oh, and there's the baby that does the flips. Oh, 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 oh. Takes it to the other end of the court. Thank you for the play-by-play analysis there. You can thank me for the play-by-play analysis there. You were standing there in shock, wondering if you could do that at age 4.
Probably not. I started to build gut when I was age 4.
St. Ignatius late to come out of the huddle. 17.6 seconds to go. Full timeout taken by the Wildcats. Louisville 60, St. Ignatius 60. Gross, Aljancic, Siegfried, Marshall, and Bailey. The defense for Louisville. Wodke on the inbound. He's got Fryery, Dari, Thomas, and Johnson. Thomas takes one back. He gets the inbound, guarded by Bailey. Bailey almost loses him. Give it over to Wodke now. He's got 8 seconds to go. Wodke now dribbles to his right. Sparks one over. It's Dari. He misses. Gross with the rebound. He's got one. And it's going to overtime in Louisville tonight. Gross played for the overtime. He got it.
Well, I was wondering if, what did I say earlier? Which one of the big three was going to take the final shot? And then I say, oh, well, St. Ignatius might throw a wrinkle into this. And it's Dari who takes the shot. He misses it. Fortunately for Louisville, he misses it. And now we have our first overtime game of the season.
Our first overtime in the Letter Network's history. And it's at Louisville where it all started. Wow. I mean, I think right now we need to take it to the camera just to see exactly what we're dealing with here. I mean, well,
we're still standing.
I might not be. I still have to drive home, dude.
We have seen 6 games here this year, and this is probably going to be our last game that we see here. Obviously, we might see Louisville again down the road, but I want to thank Carrie Horn and her staff and everybody here at Louisville for how well they have treated us this season. They, in addition to the Federal League athletic directors, they've been always welcoming to you and I to do this, and we appreciate it.
It's almost lost by Wodke after the tip-off from Fryery. We'll take it down the court, starting overtime for St. Ignatius. We'll see that fast firing again. Wodke from deep. He'll find it. Sniped from the volleyball stripe. 3 minutes, 40 seconds to go now. St. Ignatius 63, Louisville 60. Siegfried goes through his legs, guarded by Thomas. Takes one over, 3 of his own. Finds it. Responding, it's Siegfried. 3 minutes, 26 seconds to go. Louisville, St. Ignatius tied up 63-63. Wodke motions for Fryery. Off the go screen, breaks his ankles. Can't grab it. Johnson with the putback. Not even an attempt from Louisville to try to go up for that one. 3 minutes left to go here in the fifth. In overtime. St. Ignatius 65. Louisville 63. It's going Louisville's way. Marshall had it for a second before having to reset, jumping out of bounds for it, putting his life on the line for Louisville Leopard basketball. They call it the program for a reason.
Well, now if you start calling it the 8th, then we might be in a little trouble.
Yeah. Siegfried now loses one. He'll put one up. And in over 2 men.
Like Bo Siegfried really refusing to let his team lose. He came up big at the end of regulation. Hot start to overtime. 19 points on the night for him.
Siegfried, he's got 19 tonight. His coach figuratively with at least 40. Wojcicki's in the corner, trapped by Siegfried. Timeout taken by St. Ignatius now. Siegfried gives him some words before they head back to the bench. 2 minutes, 26 seconds to go left in this game, and it's a heart stopper. 65-65.
And look at Bo Siegfried, a defense down the court there, having to force that St. Ignatius timeout. Siegfried just with really, I mean, he's going to have one more home game in this gym, their first tournament game, but he's closing out his career as a Leopard in this gym in style. He really has.
Looks like same lineups are going to stay in. No substitutions being made by St. Ignatius out the timeout. About 30 seconds left to go here in the timeout. Still in overtime. Mike and I's jackets are both off.
Yeah, I know it's a Blazer night, but I gotta
it's
lose
a Blazer
the jacket
night, but sometimes
too.
it's okay to loosen up. Leopards come back onto the court. Stands are full. About 95-5 Louisville Leopards fans to St. Ignatius fans. Coming out of the timeout now. Will Friary be the go-to? Friary is guarded by Gross. He's been locked down all night. Aljancic on the left, Aljancic on the right, trailed by Marshall. Wojcicki on the inbound, finds one in. His feet were behind. Jimmy Thomas, guarded by Bailey, tries to get through. Can't cook hard enough. Kali Johnson fakes the deep three from the corner. I say deep because that's about as smothered as you can get. Ashton Marshall on your face. RJ Jones hits over to Thomas now on the right wing. Thomas tells his men to spread back out. Minute and 58 to go. Thomas takes it, resets. Wojcicki almost loses Siegfried, but Siegfried's able to stay with him. Thomas tries to go inside to Johnson. Does successfully. Johnson goes in. Will he do it again? Can't find it. Marshall with the board. Marshall, the unsung hero for Louisville tonight. Minute and 40 to go. Louisville's got a chance to crank it up a notch. Siegfried takes it to the corner to Bailey. Bailey guarded by Kali Johnson, hits it to Gross now at the key. Thomas is way on Siegfried on the right wing. Aljancic has it now on the left after the rotation. Gross offset the key by about 5 steps. He'll look to get off of Friary. Oh, push. Friary keeps his hand on. About to go to a minute left. Gross dices through. He's keeping it. Gross, double team now by Johnson. Goes inside. Timeout called.
Yeah, if you're Louisville, you just got to be smart here. There's no desperation. The game is tied. You can play for the last shot if you want to. And it's what Tom Siegfried might be reminding his team as the kid does a couple more flips on the court.
The back flipping baby. How about that for alliteration? Louisville Leopards, St. Ignatius Wildcats don't really have it. For those tuning in, it's Louisville, St. Ignatius tied at 65 apiece with 30 seconds left in this timeout taken by Louisville. About a minute left to go here in overtime. You guys have tuned into a great one.
Yeah, it's a game that they call it number 1 versus number 2 in Northeast Ohio. St. Ignatius coming in at number 1. Louisville number 2. And we still don't know what's going to happen here.
Minute and 5 left to go here in the 5th. To everybody watching at home, welcome to the Letter Live, presented to you by the Letter Media Network, and thank you to Terry Horn for hosting us here at Louisville High School's gymnasium. It's the program versus the state champs for Division I. Minute and 5 seconds left to go here in overtime. Louisville 65, St. Ignatius 65, and Alchantic is on the inbound for the Leps.
And again, if you're Louisville, no need to rush. Just make this a good quality possession. Get a good shot off. See if you can come home as a winner.
Gross fires back to Bailey now at the Leopard. On the hip, it's Johnson. He'll burn him. Now on the left wing. Johnson gets one, a hand in. Takes one back, and Bailey still has it. He's trying to drive in. Push call on Johnson. Louisville back in it. Looks like they were trying to set up Siegfried for a three in the corner. 44.3 seconds to go here now. In overtime, Louisville grabs the bonus.
Yeah, if you're St. Ignatius, that's not what you want. You're putting Louisville at the free throw line with a chance to take the lead. Devin Bailey will be there.
Bailey, some of the biggest free throws of his life. Crowd goes silent. His first. It's not good. Hits the front of the rim. Couple of wincers in the crowd, but he's still got another. Let's see if he can split the pair with 44.3 seconds to go.
Now, Bailey was 1 for 2 earlier tonight. His first trip to the line.
His second is no good. Gross tries to get it. It's out on Louisville. Let's see if the head official will turn it over. St. Ignatius now arguing it's St. Ignatius' ball. It looks like it's going back Louisville's way based on the fact that based on what I'm hearing now. 42 seconds to go. It's Louisville ball. 42.6 seconds to go. Leopard Nation are on their feet.
Well, Louisville catches a break there after those 2 missed free throws. Now with 42.6 seconds left.
Tie ball game with 42.6 seconds to go here in overtime. Friary gets one in, almost loses Gross. Has it with his right. Alchantic three! It's no good. Boarded by Bailey. Ends up in the hands of Marshall. He gets one back. Falls to the ground after he's pushed by Jones. No foul is called as we go in to another timeout. And with this timeout, I think it's time that I get a sip of water that I feel like I very graciously deserve.
Well, we talked about Ashton Marshall earlier tonight. Called him the unsung hero for Louisville. Big moment there for him to gain that offensive rebound. I don't know if you were expecting, I probably wasn't expecting a three-pointer from the Leopards there. But Ashton Marshall able to come up with the offensive rebound. Louisville able to maintain possession. I forget how much time is left because they have the running clock during timeouts here. But I think this is probably last shot time for Louisville. If I'm trying to remember how much time was left. I think we're in the 30s.
I believe we're in the high 20s.
Okay.
15 seconds left to go here in timeout. Full taken by Louisville. St. Ignatius has 0 left. Louisville's got 2. Let's see how they decide to use them. Back here at Louisville High School. Welcome to the Letter Live. 31.3 seconds to go here left in overtime. Louisville, St. Ignatius tied at 65. Leopard Nation on their feet. St. Ignatius to take back the court.
And once again, Louisville's in the bonus, so any St. Ignatius foul will put him back at the free throw line. They just have to hit free throws if they get there.
Alchantic going to be on the inbound for the Leopards. Box taken by the Leps. He'll get one to Gross. Gross now at the volleyball stripe. He's got 28 seconds. Guarded by Friary. The Dayton commit. 20.2 points per game. Only has 16. Gross almost pushes past on Marshall. 17 seconds to go. He'll take it past the key on the right side. Takes one inside. Over to Siegfried. They'll reset. Almost gets in the ref's way. 8 seconds to go. Take it over to Marshall. 5 seconds to go. Looking for Gross inside. He'll put one up. He's in. He finds it. Contested at the buzzer. Braden Gross gets it. And the Leopards are on the court. Braden Gross in the clutch. Leopard 67. Gross with the shot to save the season. St. Ignatius, the gods have fallen. Gold is 17-4 on the season. Louisville beat the defending Division I state champions of Ohio. It's Louisville. It's Louisville's time. It's Leopard Nation, and it's the program.
The only buzzer beater I have ever seen in this gym prior to tonight was hit by a guy named Jake Pukish against Lake. And that's been several years ago.
You see that? That's high school basketball.
And no offense to Jake Pukish. He's a great kid. But that was clutch. That was clutch from Braden Gross. It's too bad we couldn't show it. But that was just absolute clutch to get in there, get a shot at the buzzer to beat the reigning Division I state champions.
I mean, you can check Josh Weir's Twitter for the clip of that. I mean,
yeah,
wow.
Look at Josh Weir's Twitter because you'll see the video of it.
Because you're going to want to see it. Anyways, guys, my palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's not vomit on my sweater already. And Louisville just put up mom's spaghetti.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
With that being said, thank you all for watching The Letter Live here at the Letter Media Network. Louisville take over St. Ignatius 67-65 at the end of an overtime. And Braden Gross is the hero of the night, but it's also worth it to give it up to Siegfried. He had 19.
I think Siegfried really saved his team when it really mattered. Late in regulation and at the start of overtime when Louisville and St. Ignatius were just trading baskets. But you have 19 from Siegfried, 19 from Braden Gross, 11 from Ashton Marshall, and a great effort by St. Ignatius. When they fell behind by 13, they fight their way back into it. And I think from our perspective, being Stark County, Summit County guys, it was the best case scenario. A great game, and Louisville coming out on top. Obviously, their biggest win of the season.
And on the buzzer beater, it's Braden Gross. And with that, this has been The Letter Live here from Louisville. Thank you very much to Terry Horn. Thank you much to Louisville for having us here almost every week. Can't have that as an understatement. With this being said, thank you for listening to The Letter Live. I've said it 4 times. I'm Aiden Brueck. This is Mike Popovich. And welcome to the program. Have a nice night, everybody.